All right, and we are here with our 2015 and 2017 HSBC Women's World Championship winner, Inbee Park, currently 6th in the Rolex rankings. Inbee, welcome back to Singapore. You've had so many good times here. What are some of your greatest memories that have happened here at Singapore in your 2 wins?
Remind me the year. I remember the
2015, 2017.
Right? I remember 2015 where I believe I won with bogey free for 4 days. So it's either 15 or 17, but I remember the year when I won bogey free on the Serapong golf course, which I thought the Serapong golf course was very challenging, but I was able to have no bogeys for the 72 holes, which I was really surprised, and it was mostly remembered for this championship. And every time I come to Singapore, I really enjoy being here and, playing in Singapore. I, love the food around here. I love the people around here. I love everything about it. I mean, and the golf course here is definitely, one of the best golf courses that I've played all year, and they're always so consistent every year. So, there's nothing changes so dramatically. So, it really reminds me of the good years that I've, played good. So, really happy to be here, playing in HSBC Women's World Championship.
Just a moment. John, are we okay? I see that we're good. All right, just wanted to make sure. Thanks.
Okay.
You kind of answered this next question, though. This is your 14th appearance at the HSBC. And by the way, it was 2015 when you went bogey-free.
Yep.
What is so special about this tournament, about this place, about this whole week that keeps you coming back year after year?
The first few years I've played here, I really didn't play that well. And I thought that this golf course wasn't really matching, so great for me. So, I didn't really enjoy so much. But then the year 2015 was when it really hit me. And, I was able to tell myself that, I can overcome something that I maybe didn't like to see, like the golf course. I thought it was just too challenging that I didn't want to, play. Didn't think that I could play so well, but I was able to overcome that in 2015. And, just that moment, since that moment, I just, thought that I can do anything. So it's just something that I've really been learning from. And, that year has been the very special year for me as well. So it's just, just the atmosphere and the feel that we get in HSBC since the first year, I thought that this tournament is definitely everybody who the best women's golfers in the world is playing in this championship. And when you win this championship, you truly feel like that you're the best player in women's golf. So I think that's definitely one of the reasons that I've love to play this championship.
So you come here having played the LPGA's first 3 events of the year in Florida. How do you feel you played over those 3 weeks? And now what's the state of your game as you return to Singapore?
Yeah, I've played good. I feel like I didn't play great, but I feel like I had a good warm up for those 3 weeks, and good start of the year. And I kind of catched what I needed to work on and what I want to work on, and something what's good and what's bad. I think it was that's the most to take from those 3 weeks, and I think the real season starts from this week. So glad to be here, and with a lot of good memories this week. Always enjoyable.
One last question from me before we open it up for questions. You mentioned learning what's working with your game, and what's always working with your game, as we know, is your putting. And with our KPMG Performance Insights, we know that since tracking began in June of 2021, you've made 49.4% of your putts from 10 to 15 feet. 49%. To put that in context, the LPGA Tour's overall average is just shy of 30%.
Okay.
And the PGA Tour's is 30%.
Okay.
What is it possible to put into words what makes you such a good putter?
It is tough to put in words because I was surprised with the stats as well. And I kind of see why it's happening, because I actually feel more comfortable when I stand over a 10 to 15 footer than when I stand over a 3 to 6 footer. So maybe that's the that kind of mindset made me be good on within 15 footer. I kind of think that 10 to 15 footer, you have nothing to lose. I mean, you just said there's less than 30% for the best players in the world, and when I stand over it, when I feel confident with the line, I feel like even if this misses, I mean it's probably very obvious that everyone misses this length of putt. So that kind of mindset, is no pressure mindset, I think has been helping with me for that length of putting. Maybe the mindset of, oh, I need to make this. That kind of mindset for 3 to 5 footers is putting so much pressure. That's why the percentage is probably lower than the other. That's the only thing I could really think of. And I can't see anything else. It's just the mindset.
Interesting. Fascinating. Yeah. Please let me know in the chat if you have any questions for Inbee, or if we have any here in the room. Feel free to go straight to the microphone. I'm pulling my questions back up here. Excuse me. You have your husband back on the bag this week?
Yeah.
What did you learn from your experiences having G on the bag and getting to know that side of your husband?
He caddied for me this week last year, and we did great. So hopefully, one more of that will be great. And I mean, it's just comfort level is great when I have him on the bag. I mean, even though it is, weather's so hot and it's, tough to get around on this golf course. But I mean, I don't think we're going to have much of this experience. I don't think we're going to have a lot of this experience. So trying to take this experience as a very special experience and enjoy while we can.
Lovely. We'll go here to John with the Straits Times. Go ahead, John.
Hi, Inbee. Welcome back to Singapore. Just two questions. One is, if you look back on 5-6 years ago during your career, I think you won 10, 12 tournaments over the course of 3 years. The last few years, you've won consistently, but maybe it's a bit less.
Yeah.
Can you just talk a bit about that? I mean, what's changed in terms of your game or the...
Well, I mean, to be honest, nothing's really changed in my game, but the world is changing. And the new generations of golfers are emerging, and I have less spot to stand on. I think that's really what it is, and it's just, I'm aging, and there's a lot of young competitive golfers are coming up, and just like I said, it's just less ground to stand on, and I think it is just really, really natural thing. And I'm 33 years old, and my prime time when I was playing really good was like mid 20s. Around that time, I had my time, and there's so many players out there having their time. So I feel like I'm playing still very good golf, but even though I make less mistakes, and I'm probably hitting it a lot shorter than a lot of the girls out on the tour, so that really makes it tougher to play better. And I mean, I really don't think there is anything changing in my game, but yeah.
So does coming to somewhere like Singapore, where you've won twice and you have an excellent record, does that in a way negate some of those factors that you mentioned, and it puts you in a very good position? Yeah,
I mean, I think now I really need to play the golf courses where it really fits me, where the golf courses where it needs a long drive, that kind of golf courses, even though I don't make much mistakes, I can't really play that well. But, Sentosa Golf Club is one of the golf courses where I can play well, where it is set up fair for a long hitter or the short hitters. So, I feel like, this golf course really suits my game. And, when you putt good on these greens, you can score. So that's why that I have been playing good on this golf course, I think.
And just the last thing, I asked the other two players this as well. What's the biggest challenge playing golf over the last 2 years during the pandemic, in terms of, is it just the fact that, like, for here you don't get a lot of spectators or no spectators? I mean, is it just the travel restrictions? What's hard?
I really think the travel restrictions was really tough thing for us. And we were losing a lot of tournaments internationally. We were gaining tournaments, domestically, but international tournaments I really miss going to. And obviously there's so many, travel restrictions, and, for the players, their motivation to go on and play good for the weeks that they're out is to go home and enjoy their time off. But it is tough to do when you have 2-week quarantine when you go back home and come back, and you gotta have at least about 3 to 4 weeks off to have some kind of break, and that is really tough to do during the season. So it was tough for me because it's just hard to do that 1 week refresh when you play 3 weeks and then you take a week off. But I want to go back home and then refresh, but that's something that we couldn't go back home. That's definitely something that I really miss, and definitely the fans, the atmosphere that we used to have, and everybody just gathering around and just hanging out. I definitely miss that.
Thank you, John. Do we have any further questions for Inbee? Yes, looks like we have one on the Zoom. Jonathan with Golf Matters. Jonathan, you can unmute your line, please.
Okay.
Hi, Inbee. Welcome back to Singapore.
Thank you.
Yeah, just following up on that question about having galleries and not having galleries.
Mm-hmm.
Do you prefer there to be large galleries? Are you the kind of player who feeds off the crowd?
I wouldn't say that I feeds off the crowd. I mean, I can do both, but I definitely miss the fans out and the fans cheering for us. I think they definitely give us a good energy, and especially coming to overseas and traveling internationally, we see all different parts of the world, and we see all different parts of fans of golf. So I definitely miss fans. Yes.
Thanks, Inbee. Good luck
Okay.
this week.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Turn my microphone back on. Thank you, Jonathan. One last question from me, Inbee, and we'll let you go.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that you're, quote, aging. 33 is not aging. Someone significantly older than you.
Yeah.
But you've had such a fulfilling career, so much.
Yeah.
All of the majors, the gold medal, and you see this new generation coming. What keeps you coming back to the golf course week in and week out?
Well, just the belief that I can still win out here. I think, when I feel like that I have no chance, I wouldn't be coming out. I think, so many people say, as long as you enjoy the game, it doesn't matter what the result is, but it really matters to me. And I think when you play, just not as good as when you used to play. It is always hard to take the results, but I still have, when I play at my best, I still feel like I have a good chance to win the golf championship, and that's how. That's why we are playing golf, and that's why I am playing golf and coming back. So, yeah, it has become very tougher to win for me than when I was in 2013, 2015. Back then I feel like, I think I've made so many mistakes, but I'm still finished in top 10. Sometimes I feel like I missed few mistakes, but I still won. Mm-hmm. But now, I feel like after 72 holes, oh my gosh, I think I played so good, and then I think I maybe mistake 1 or 2, but I barely got inside top 10. But when you play perfect, I might be able to win. So I think that's kind of different than what I have before. Before, my mistakes were forgiven, but now my mistakes are not forgiven. So I think that's getting tougher and tougher. And the girls are, hitting, so much farther than me. And the golf course is so much easier to them than to me. So, at first, I think it was just tougher for me to take, what the truth is. But now, when I look back and think about it, I think that's just a natural thing. It's just, I think many of the older generations than me probably felt the same when I was playing good. So I think that's just a natural thing, and I'm really happy to see all these girls playing well and demonstrating great women's golf. So yeah, great to see.
The LPGA is in a good place, and you have a lot to say for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Inbee. Good luck this week, and we'll see you out there.
Thank you.